Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I am happy to be here with you today. I am bringing you this really fun card with the Elephants Parade stamp set and dies. It is a bundle, and if you purchase it together in my online store, you'll save 10%. The dies have some grass, some peanuts, these really cute little paper bows, some butterflies, a flower, the mouse, a balloon, and then some leaves right here that cut these out. And then, of course, it cuts out the elephant. So all of these images here have a die. And then there's some extra dies, which is the grass and this little strip of peanuts, these little bows. So it's a great little bundle. And this is the card that we will be making today together. I am so grateful to have you with me. Let me show you the inside. I did these cute balloons all the way up. Isn't that adorable? So let's go ahead and get started. I did add on this die set stitched with Whimsy and the Stylish Shapes dies. The Stitched with Whimsy is this outer stitching, and then the Stylish Shapes is what I used to cut the circles in this piece of basic white cardstock. So don't forget about those when you are thinking about this cute little bundle right here. So let me grab everything we're going to need. The balloons on the inside, those were done with these really fun Stampin' Up markers. So we're going to need those. I'm just going to put them over here off to the side until it is time to pull those guys out. And we are going to start with our basic white cardstock for our base. I cut it 4 1/4 by 11 inches. I'm going to put the two corners together. And then I did score it down at 5 1/2 inches down the center. But I still like to burnish with the bone folder because to me, it helps your card to lay flat. I really like using that. So this is the base. And then I have a piece of our Host Designer Series paper. And this is available free with a purchase of $150 or a party of $150 or more. So we have a mini catalog, and there are Host products in the mini. So our July to December 2022 mini has these Host rewards. When you go to the very back of your mini catalog, it tells you that if you have party sales of $150, you earn 10% and you qualify for Host rewards. This is one of the Host rewards available, and it's called Celebrate Everything. It's a 12 by 12 Designer Series paper pack that has 48 sheets. You heard that right, 48 sheets. So you get 4 of each design, 12 double-sided designs, and it is an amazing value. So when you spend $150, since you earn 10%, you'll get $15 of free Host rewards or any products in the catalog. So if you want to purchase this paper pack with your Host rewards, which is you can only use your Host dollars to do so, you can get it for $18, which means you'll just have to pay the extra $3 to get this huge pack of paper. It's a $30 value, and it is well worth it. So that's what I used today for this piece right here. So we are going to go ahead and attach that with our wet adhesive. I really love using this glue. You can see how cute the other side is as well. So I'm going to go ahead and wiggle this on. Go around the outer edge. Somebody is trimming their lawn or something outside my window, so I apologize if you hear that buzzing. Hopefully I hear it way louder than you are and the camera is not picking it up. But if it is, I apologize in advance. We will go ahead and attach this layer right over the top, and this is going to be our front of our card. So this piece here is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 because that is a quarter sheet of cardstock. I'm just going to go ahead and wiggle that into place, making sure that we have the whole front covered. Now, like I told you before, I made my own kind of window, and I took the outside border die right here of the Stitched with Whimsy dies, and I ran it over this piece, which is 4 by 5¼ inches of basic white cardstock. I then took 2 different sizes of circles from the Stylish Shapes, and I cut out a larger one and then 2 smaller ones to fit inside of those stitched lines. And that's what's going to get attached right here onto the front of our card. But first thing I did was take some basic white cardstock and stamp these little elephants, and then I colored them in and shaded them. I wanted them to look realistic, so here they are, and then they were die cut out with the dies. I do have a video that teaches you how to shade your elephants like this. If you are interested in that video, check that out. I will have it linked in the description below so that you guys can check out that video. But these 3 little elephants are going to fit into our windows. So the first thing that I did was try to figure out where I wanted them and how I wanted them to sit. So I just kind of like played around and put my little elephants in these little sections just like this. And I liked how he looked like this. I wanted this guy to kind of be tucked behind a little bit, like so. And then this one was just going to sit right in that window. I wanted a lot of that rainbow to show, which is why I did a larger circle on this side. But these guys are kind of like intertwined. So what you're going to do is attach them by sticking their little feet like I just did, and then you're going to flip this over, okay? And these parts where the little feet are stuck on this end, we're going to use our wet glue, and we're just going to lift that little spot up and put a dot of wet glue. Hopefully, I'm going to get some out of here, just a dot, yeah. We're going to press that down. And we're going to do the same thing under this little foot here. I'm just going to lift that up. Since it's tucked back here, I'm just going to add a little dot of glue, or a little too much glue, which is, I'm really good at that, which is why I have the silicone mat on here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this little foot of the elephant. I'm going to put just a little bit right there and hold that in place. Now, leave my silicone mat out because I put way too much glue on here, remember, and we're going to flip it back over. Now, the trunk of this elephant, you can see it is sticking out onto this white area, so I'm just going to lift the elephant up and put a line of glue right where the trunk would be and hold that in place for him to stick. I'm going to lift this teeny part of the tail and put a dot of glue where that is so that it will stick to the front. And then right under this little flap here of his ear is just a tiny little bit more. So I'm just going to add just a barely some glue right there because I want the elephant to stay in place, okay? So that is how I attached those. Now we're going to flip this over one more time. And I'm going to move my silicone mat out of the way for right now. And we are going to use dimensionals. So I'm going to grab these and I'm going to stick those at least 4 down this side. I want there to be quite a bit of support since this entire piece is going to be lifted up. So I'm going to do the 4 corners first. I'm going to do 4 down each side here. You guys know that I overuse dimensionals, so if you don't want to use as many as me, you don't have to. I really like my projects to be really glued and stuck down really well, so I do go a little overboard, so don't mind me. And you don't have to use as many dimensionals as I use. Now, I wanted support around these circle pieces, so like I said, I did 3 on the bottom and 4 down each side, and then I'm just adding some pieces to give a little extra support, and I'm going to use the minis around these small areas so that they don't collapse. I don't want them to bow in any way, so I'm going to put a tiny one right here in between those two, and then any spots that around this window might start to do a little bit of gapping. So just like that, I'm gonna put one more on this side. I just wanna make sure that there's plenty of support around each of these circle pieces. Maybe one more right here. All right, now let me pull the backs off of my dimensionals. You guys know I use my take your pick tool. So this is the putty end. We're going to use the pointy end, and I'm going to pull all of these dimensionals off the back here. We will work our way around our piece and pull the backs off. I hope that whoever is using that edger is done soon, and I really hope that you guys can't hear it because it is super loud. All right, so now I have all the backs off of those. I'm gonna add dimensionals behind my elephant because I don't want them to fall either. So I'm gonna put 2 behind each of these elephants. Let's pull those backs off. And then when I add my last little elephant, I'm gonna put the dimensionals on the back of him. So let's go ahead and center this on our card. We're gonna leave that border, that little rainbow border all the way around the outside. I think it looks so cute. So there is the little edge all the way around my card. Now this little guy is gonna sit up right here. So let's put the dimensionals directly on him. So I want to give him some support at the bottom, and then I'm going to put 1 on each ear here. Let's go ahead and pull the backs off of these. He's not actually glued down onto the card piece like the other ones were, but I am going to sit him like his little feet are touching the edge of the circle. We'll add him. Look how cute it's looking so far. Now we're going to fill in this white space with our words. So I took the stamp that says, "I'll never forget your kindness," and I stamped it on a piece of sweet sorbet. So now I'm going to teach you how I went about cutting these. So the first thing that I did was I separated each of the words. So I'm going to start by doing that. So there's I'll never forget. It's inevitable whenever I film a video, someone always in our neighborhood has to do something loud, and I feel so bad because I hope that you guys cannot hear this on this video, but I have a feeling that you probably are. Hopefully they will finish soon. Okay, there's kindness. So I start by cutting that part first. Then I come and I go along the bottom edge, and then along the top edge, and then of course on the other side. And I'm gonna just place it where it's gonna go. So there's I'll. Ooh, they stopped. I hope that they don't start back up again. Here's never. So I'll never. And then we're gonna do forget. And the reason I cut each word out separate is that some of them have hanging, like this G hangs down, the F sticks up, and by cutting each word individually, you're able to leave a really nice little border all the way around your word for each word and how it is unique. So let's do the your. Put that one down here. And then kindness. Our longest word. All right, and then we're gonna glue these down. So I'm gonna get rid of these little scraps right here. Bring in my silicone mat again. And we're gonna use our wet adhesive and my tweezers. Let's bring those in. So we'll start with kindness since it was the last one we cut out. We're just gonna add a little bit of glue to the back. And you can, move it around however you think looks best. So there's that. Let's grab your. Put that one like this. Let's do forget. I thought they were done, but they just took a break for a second. probably moving to a new location. Hopefully they get farther and farther away from my window. Ooh, I think I put a little too much there. I'm trying to wipe some of it off with the tip. All right, there's Never. And then let's get the Isle. I actually cut that one a tiny bit crooked. I'm gonna straighten that up real quick. All right. Put a tiny, ooh, I got overboard again. Let's wipe some of that off onto our silicone mat. I don't want to get too much. Okay, and here's Isle, Never, Forget. Okay, I'll never forget your kindness. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the inside. I'm gonna clean this mat off. Just gonna grab a napkin that I have over here, and I'm just gonna roll that right off. It works so awesome. Of course, that wasn't very awesome, tearing my napkin, but basically you just wipe it down and you can use a wet wipe on it. All right. So now let's do the inside. So we're gonna open our card. We're gonna attach this little strip down here at the bottom. I'll show you the inside of this one. So I'll bring my silicone mat back out. I'm gonna add some wet adhesive to this strip. Hopefully you guys can see and I'm not out of camera. I think you can. We're gonna grab our tweezer and pick this up again. And we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the mat underneath just in case I get some glue outside of here. And I'm gonna go ahead and lay that down along this bottom edge and press that into place. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm gonna stamp 5 balloons up the side of this card. So here's our balloon stamp. I'm gonna grab my memento. And we're gonna ink that balloon up. Make sure I have it nice and inked. Okay, and we're gonna start at the bottom here. We're gonna stamp 1. And I'm just doing the balloon like it's flying up the card. Let's get this one right here. And then a 4th one. One more. And I'm gonna grab a scrap piece. I keep scrap paper on my table just in case I go off the edge like I did there. Let's go this way. All right, so now the balloon is flying off of our card, right? Now you cannot use the Stampin' Blends because it will seep through the card. When you color with the Stampin' Blends, it's an alcohol-based marker, it's not water-based. And so it soaks through whatever paper you use onto the back. So you need to make sure that if you're going to do the inside of your card and you need to color, that you use your Stampin' Right markers instead of your blends. So that's what I have here. So I'm going to start with Pacific Point, and I'm going to use the brush tip. I'm going to do that little part first, and then I'm going to go ahead and stroke my balloon. Color that in. It will lighten as it dries. Then we have Polish Pink next. And on this card, it looks like I forgot to do that bottom part, but I'm not going to forget this time. So we're going to work our way around. That brush tip helps get you right close on that line. Okay, and then I'm just going to color that in, just like that. On to our Daffodil Delight. Do that part first so I don't forget it. How cute is this card? And I've just pulled these colors out of the colors that were in the rainbow paper. That's how I decided what color to do these balloons. This is our Granny Apple Green. Let's bring it up. Do this part first. then our last one is real red. And I just thought that these balloons inside were just festive and cute and flying away. I thought they looked really good. All right. Like I said, these, see how the blue got a little lighter? As they dry, they'll lighten a little. And these are our Stampin' Up markers. You can purchase these in color families. So they come in brights, subtles, regals, and neutrals, and also in the two in color families. These are a great way to add color to the inside of your cards. So that is our Elephant Parade card for today. Let's bring in the bundle again. So when you purchase the bundle, you get the stamp set and you get all the dies that cut out these cute little elephants. There's peanuts, a cute little bow. These cut out the stamped peanuts. So all of the stamped images get cut out. There's a die for it. And then there's extra dies. So you can do the grass and these cute little peanuts and these bows. Those are your extra pieces. So don't forget about the bundle. I will link it in the description below. All the products that I used today will be linked in the description below. I hope that you enjoyed watching me make this card. I certainly had fun doing it with you. If you don't subscribe to my channel, please do so. You can also share this video to your Pinterest if it's a card you think you would like to make, and save it to a board there so that next time you're ready to make it, you won't have to search through my YouTube channel to find the video. You'll be able to find it right there on your Pinterest board. You can also share it to Facebook. If you share my channel, I greatly appreciate it. It does help me grow and bring you more content. Thank you very much for being here. I'm so grateful to have you. And this is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!